This is Martin Pytela and Scott Paton, and we are, health coaching away. So we have a couple of guests here. I'm going to unblock the mics. So if you wish to make a comment or ask a question, please feel invited to.
Yeah, we got off on a bit of a rant there.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for sticking around. Perhaps it was relevant. It must have been relevant. Otherwise, you wouldn't have stayed. But so here goes.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the rants. They're educational. So that's I enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Azmina, anything to say?
No, I wish I had come on earlier. That sounded like very good information. I like that.
The video stays up, so you can see.
You can listen to it anytime.
So
we have these recordings, and they scroll back. You just have to roll yourself back through time and find whatever.
All right.
You will find some inspiration here, there, and everywhere. On our Thursday talks, we usually deal with this inflammatory hell. And on my Sunday talks, I usually deal with education as to what you could do, the positive side of things.
Mm-hmm. Yes. No, this was perfect.
All right. Well, we're not done yet.
You guys were talking earlier about, I believe Scott brought it up with the post with someone talking about over-the-counter, painkillers and medicine. And I guess part of that is not realizing, obviously you're in pain, and that's kind of the go-to alternative, I guess, but not realizing how lucky a person is, because I don't think they released the stats of, accurately of how many people overdose from that. Right. So it's like a double-edged sword there, but what is the alternative outside of the big pharma? Obviously there's different type of pains and different type of things in therapy that'll target that, but what is the general?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So it goes something like this. So the opioids are really, really good at dealing with pain, but their problem is that they shut off brainstem. They will block breathing. So when you overdose, you will stop breathing and you will die. And the second problem with the opioids is that they are habituating, meaning that your 50 mg dose today will have to be 75 and 100 and 200 and so on, because at some point you'll be so used to it that you'll have to take a hero dose. And what happens often to these people is that they go on a detox. So let's just say that they're perfectly capable of taking a 250 milligram dose of OxyContin and be just fine. Or that's the dose that makes them feel all right. Then they go on a detox. They go for a month without. Their body detoxes, and their trigger dose now would be about 50 mg. But they come out, and then they have a moment, and they decide, hell, I'm going to take some. And they take the last dose that they're used to, the 250, and it'll take them right out. And that's how we are losing, 100,000 people a month in the United States. Is that the number? Or is it a year? No, it's a year. I think it's somewhere around 100,000 a year. It's twice as many people leaving on overdose compared to automobile incidents. Now, the alternative that we know of is endocannabinoids. Now, endo means inside of you. Exo means from outside of you. So your body makes endocannabinoids, makes it itself. And it's actually the stuff that dampens the friction in the nervous system. And it actually is the same molecule as found in hemp, as CBD and CBG and CBN. Those are the molecules. So when you ingest those, or you can absorb them by vaping, by swallowing, by eating, by skin creams, by whatever, doesn't matter how you get it inside your body. When you do, you will have smoothed out the distortion, the screeching in the nervous system. So that's my take. And we have had thousands of different stories. Back when 2012, 2014, before this whole thing got attacked by the pharmaceuticals, we were selling it in our main store and had thousands of happy people. And then, of course, the pharmaceutical world decided to prosecute the thing by their proxies. They used the financial industry, the credit card processors. All of a sudden said, we will no longer process transactions for CBD. And so it dried out.
108,000 people in the U.S. in 2022 died of overdose.
Yeah, okay. That we know of, that's documented. So you can probably up it to maybe 150 or I don't know what.
That's the official number.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, so CBD, honestly, the best thing going. It is the most calming substance there is, and it's readily available. We have a store that had to be separated from the main store. It's called remarkablerecovery.com, and we have the stuff. It's helpful. It deals with anxiety. It deals with nervousness. It deals with pain, whether it's back pain or joint pain or whatever pain. All of it's just dampened dramatically.
Yeah, I was a big fan of CBD, especially when I was in California because it was at every store. And I use it just like before bedtime with migraines and stuff like that to kind of decompress from the day. And it worked wonders. And then like studying up on it, just changing, lifestyle habits and stuff like that. I kind of weaned myself off of it. But yeah, CBD, totally forgot all about it.
Right. The second part of that answer should have been, but go ahead and deal with the primary root cause and you will be free of needing it.
Mm-hmm. I was going to jump in with that, in that, for the last 20 years, I pretty much every month been taking a bottle of one of the Exela products. And I kind of rotate through about 4 different ones. And, because I was thinking about it the other day, Martin, I have a friend. We went to Mexico together. He's 10 years older than me, so he's 77, 78. And he pulls out this big thing of pills that he's taking, right?
Yeah, he has a morning, midday, and evening slot, 7 days. Yep. I know those pill boxes.
Yeah, and 5 or 6 different pills in each one. And I thought, but then I looked at in my kitchen, right? And I have all these, my pills. Right? Yeah, my pills. They're, or herbs, like a cuminol, or I've got
right,
Clovenol, right? And so these are all organic herbal tinctures and everything else for different things. So it's not about not taking it; it's about taking stuff that is not going to make you worse. And where I think we need to go with getting rid of pain is having the body as healthy as it can be. And I've noticed that when I eat poorly, I eat, too much bread sort of thing, and then I get up, it's like, oh my goodness, I'm in all this pain, all my joints and everything are stiff and all the rest of it. So we talk about metabolic typing, finding the foods that are good for you to eat and that support your health, and then supplement that with like a superfood. Like one of the things we talked about a couple weeks ago was, how many different types of foods do you eat in a day? It might be bread, lettuce, butter, chips, taco chips, popcorn, cola. Really right? It's a small number. Whereas Martin saw an article or a video of they followed this orangutan through the forest, and he's eating a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and it was 400 different things. And of course, when I get the extra product, it comes with a wraparound piece of paper that you open up and it tells you all the things that are in it, So I figure I'm getting my orangutan diet every time I have a glass in the morning of an Exela superfood, because I'm getting which is actually really well put, because we actually make it with 350 ingredients.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of interesting how that is. I've been rummaging through my papers here, hoping to find this piece of paper where I took notes. I was recently talking to a woman about her. Well, it was a consultation, and I said, "Well, tell me what you're taking in the way of prescriptions." She listed 15 different things.
Oh.
And I looked at it and I said, "Well, so listen. So this one is designed to dampen anxiety, but this one here is causing anxiety. Why don't you cancel these two? They are canceling each other out anyway." And so on, right? Like it was bizarre. Like she had definitely a metabolic problem, so she was on blood pressure stuff, and but there are 4 common causes for blood pressure. It's calcium magnesium dysregulation, sodium potassium dysregulation, the ACE, that's ACE, that's the it's an enzyme, angiotensin controlling enzyme. That's what the ACE stands for. And there are these inhibitors, and that essentially deals with your emotional life. And then the last one is they had her on a diuretic to push the kidneys to drop water so that she had less water volume in her body. Why hit it with all 4? Ask what the primary cause is, and you don't have to give 4 medicines. Give the right one if you're going to do it this way. Anyway, just Martin on a rant. Okay, so we have these people in the group dealing with chronic disease.
Martin,
and will they or won't they hear me? Yeah, go on.
I wanted because he asked about pain, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Here's another way of looking at pain, and it just occurred to me the other day, and I think I might have mentioned it to you, Martin, but we're almost always in pain, right? Like if you're an athlete at a professional level, you're never not in pain. Whether if it's like soccer or football or hockey or something, people are running into you, and that's part of it. But let's say you're a tennis player, you're overworking your shoulder, that you may have pain there. If you're running a lot, you're going to have, marathon runners. I mean, you're going to have pain. So part of growth is accepting the pain. I think sometimes we have gone to this luxury lifestyle where somehow we've said, well, you shouldn't have any pain. You should be sitting in the sun, by the pool or whatever, and drinking margaritas and no pain. Well, so we have 2 types of pain. We have a good pain and we have a bad pain. And I think sometimes the reason that we have a lot of bad pain is we don't have enough of the good pain. Right? So,
okay.
If you're not exercising, you're sitting in front of the TV and you're sitting in front of a computer for 14 hours of a day, then why are you surprised when you get up, you're out of shape and things aren't working properly? Because the lymphatic system needs you to move and we're not moving enough, sort of thing, right?
Yeah. But I was going to mention that I am in pain right now because I have overworked my right hand moving the mouse and it makes my shoulder hurt.
Right. So that's a bad pain. Because that can turn.
That's a bad pain. Yeah, I need to go play tennis with my left hand.
You were doing your weights, right? At the end of it, or an hour later, it's like, oh, I'm in pain. But that's a good pain because your muscles have been broken down. They're rebuilding themselves. Your metabolism has gone up. You're breathing deeper. Hopefully you've sweated, so you've got sweat coming out, and all those things. So
I think that's very much needed.
Between the good pain and the bad pain, because we don't have enough of the good pain, and that causes the bad pain. Like a friend of mine said, you can do the hard thing now and life will be easy, or you can do the easy thing now and life will be hard.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay,
that is the good one.
I will suggest the vertical mouse for you, though.
I used to have a mouse that had a ball on it, and I just loved that, because I would just move this ball around.
They have a vertical one that sits. That's what I use. It's wireless, but it sits standing up, and so you're clicking on the side. instead of on top. Yeah.
So is your thumb the clicking finger?
No, your index and your middle.
Oh, so you're holding your hand as if you were giving a handshake?
If you were about to do a handshake, yep.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so yeah, that's great because it's much more anatomically beneficial.
Exactly. Yep.
And Martin, we have a new visitor.
Oh, awesome. Let me deal with that. Okay, where are you? Come on.
We were talking health, or if you have anything you want to ask or comment, please feel free. We're not going to force you or anything like that, but
yeah,
we've unmuted you so that if you want to unmute yourself and talk, you can.
Hello, Aura. Aura has been a customer with Life Enthusiast for a very long time. I couldn't say the years, but a long time. So if you have a question, we're happy to answer it.
Well, hello, Martin. How you doing?
We're doing all right. Thank you.
Oh, it's good to, I was just saying, what's good for cholesterol? I know you said, I'm taking that, what you sent me in the box. I'm taking that for cholesterol.
Okay, let me answer that. So there are two ways to think of it. The cholesterol is there as a reaction to the inputs. And so you can easily fix it by switching your diet to have much less of carbohydrates, less of bread, less of pasta, less of whatever, all of the carby stuff, potatoes and sweet potatoes and all of that. If you lower that as the share of what you eat, if you switch to steak and salad and stir fry and fish and whatever, that sort of diet, your cholesterol will come down.
Oh, okay.
If you want a pill for that, we do have one. It's called Lipicept, Lipicept, and we have it on the website, and it will bring the cholesterol level down for you. No doubt. 20 points in 60 days.
Oh, okay. Okay, I have to get me some, but I'm gonna change my diet too. I don't eat like that no more. All them carbohydrates.
Yeah. No more grits or whatever it is that tempts you.
Grits. Well, I don't eat grits no more like that either.
Yeah.
I ate a whole basket of hush puppies once, and the next day it was like, oh, my stomach, and they all laughed at me. Like, we couldn't believe you just scoffing those down like that.
Yeah.
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 Okay, so Martin, we're uncensored here, and you brought up cholesterol, and I've been exposed to some people who think that cholesterol is not the problem. In fact, they say that the brain is majority cholesterol, and when we take these cholesterol drugs, we're shrinking our brain as one thing. And the other thing that they say is that the cholesterol number used to be something, and now it's a lot lower, which means now they can say, well, you're at this number, and even though 20 years ago that number was okay, this number is now the new number, and now you need to be drugs. You need to have drugs. So,
okay, let's dive into that. So, yes, the pharmaceutical world is one of the most successful moneymakers. It is the category of drugs that are they include Lipitor or any other cholesterol-lowering drugs. They're called statins in general. Any statin will lower the cholesterol, and it will also lower the coenzyme Q10. It will make you stupid, and it will give you joint pain. It's one of the biggest frauds perpetrated on the society. It does not accomplish anything. Heart attacks are not caused by high cholesterol. It may come to pass that there is a blood clot that will plug an artery in the heart or in the brain. In the heart, it's called heart attack. In the brain, it's called stroke. But that's what can happen, indeed. The main point of this is that, yes, you're right. It's one of the stupidest things you can do to yourself, and it will make you even more stupid when you get on it.
So If you're concerned about having heart attacks, because a lot of people have heart attacks, what are things we can do?
All right. Well, it's a dietary issue. So you do want to eat a diet that's not rich in the following 5 foods that nobody should ever eat. And they are refined flour, refined sugar, refined salt, refined plant seed oils, and pasteurized homogenized dairy. So see what happens when you don't eat that. No commercial pizza, no commercial bread.
Did you say seed oils in that list?
I sure did.
Yeah. Like I fry my eggs in coconut oil.
Right.
And they don't taste like coconut eggs to me. And
yeah, we use avocado oil for a lot of high temperature cooking, and olive oil for the other stuff. I mean, you don't really want to heat olive oil; it's too fragile. But the avocado oil can take it, and coconut oil can really take it.
Yeah, and my dad, growing up, he would, Saturday morning he would fry up some breakfast and he'd fry up some eggs, but he would put bacon in, and then he fried the egg with bacon fat. And I thought,
yeah, of course, yeah, animal fat is the most compatible thing for animal food. Yeah. Well, and you can use tallow, you can use chicken fat. The best omelet you will ever make, or mixed, what are they called? Scrambled eggs. The scrambled eggs that will be the best would be made with duck fat. I promise. Yep. So, yeah. Okay. What are we talking about? The heart attacks. Okay. So, what you want to achieve is low chance of blood clots, and that's eat natural things. I mean, the most natural blood clot eliminating enzyme is called nattokinase, and that's found in natto, which is fermented soy, Japanese style. It's one of those acquired taste things. It's got a very strong smell.
So do you have a supplement with that?
Sure we do, yeah. Nattokinase in pills.
That sounds like the best way to take it.
Yeah, easiest. Yep. 3 nattokinase pills a day, and you are pretty sure of not being able to have a blood clot. Like, it's extreme.
Is that a blood thinner?
No. No, blood thinner is rat poison, warfarin.
Yeah.
That's how you kill a rat.
That for 20 years.
Yeah, blood thinning is a different thing. Blood clot prevention is an enzymatic method by which you eliminate the unwanted clotting. You see, you want your blood to clot when it hits oxygen, when it is open in the air. If you cut your hand, you want it to stop bleeding.
Right.
But you don't want the blood clot on the inside. Yep. The enzymes will prevent it. The blood thinners.
Okay, so what are the side effects of taking these enzymes?
What do you mean side effects? There are no side effects. It's food.
I mean, there's not a big list of side effects when you take this stuff?
No. Hell no.
Well,
hell no.
It hasn't got side effects. I don't want it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But that's kind of the attitude, right? Like the doctor gives you something that's got side effects. Now you can eat something and it won't have side effects. Well, I mean, it will have side effects. The side effects is you'll be healthy.
Well, I have side effects from eating cake. I gain weight.
Yeah. And if you eat North American bread, you break out in big red blotches all over you.
Oh, yeah. I get seborrheic dermatitis on my forehead from wheat. Guaranteed.
But then you go to Italy, just to share this for anyone that doesn't know the story. What happens when you pass a bakery in Italy and you cannot resist the aroma?
Nothing. It was a drama thing. I was there for a business trip, and they just kept bringing spaghetti and bread and whatever. And I said, well, okay, 3 days, I'll survive. Nothing happened. So I asked the host, and he said, oh, yeah, grano. We grow this in Italy. It's got a prescription. It has to be done the same way as the Romans grew it. So it's the same species of wheat, the tall, 3 foot, 4 foot tall wheat. No herbicides, no pesticides, no hybridization, and no glyphosate. Anyway, yeah, there's no big deal. I could eat it.
So real food makes a real difference.
What a beautiful line that is. That should get copyrighted.
I'll write
real
it down.
Food, real difference. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we should call it a day.
Does anybody have anything they want to say before you sign
Thank you,
off?
our guests, for being here, and thank you for hanging out with us. It's just awesome.
Mike? No.
Okay. That was nothing?
I guess not. Thank you for joining us, everybody.
Yeah, appreciate
Thank you for being here. If you are watching this or listening to it on sound only, it is Life Enthusiast podcast or health coach show, and you find us at life-enthusiast.com.
Yeah.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.